Hello everyone, this is Eneli. Super excited because this entire month we are going to be talking about transformation. Of course, you know me as your Abundant Life Coach. I'm really glad that you've joined me. And if you've missed out on my other videos, you want to go to my YouTube channel and you want to check those videos out because truly what I talk about builds on each other, right? So this month our focus is going to be on transformation. And I'm going to start right off by giving you an assignment. Actually, this entire month I'm going to be giving you an assignment because guess what? No transformation occurs because you just listen to me talk or you just watch somebody else do something. It requires you to actually do work yourself, right? So the very first assignment that I have for you is to actually define what transformation means for you. When you hear that word transform, what comes to mind for you? And in order to write this down in order to really give this its due, here's what I'm going to recommend. Yes, certainly you can jot a few notes down in these couple of minutes that I'm going to spend with you right now. But what I really want you to do, if you're serious about going on this journey of transformation with me and so many others who'll be watching this month of October or whenever it is you watch this video, is I want you to carve out time for you. In other words, so much of how we live today, it's like we're just going from one thing to another, to another, to another. And even when we come home, I remember a long time ago when I actually was single and lived in my apartment by myself and not with all, my husband and kids and, so on and dogs and all of that. I remember going into my apartment and sometimes just turning my TV on or the radio or playing a CD. Yes, it was that long ago. I didn't have MP3s and all of that then. Just because I wanted some background noise. Just because, to be honest with you, I don't want to hear myself think. So the very first thing that I'm going to assign you to do as we begin to even engage this concept of transformation is I want you to carve out time, solitude, quiet time when you're not distracted by all the things that you feel you need to do, all the things that are pulling on you. I don't care if you have to wake up at 3 a.m. in the morning to find that time, or if you have to go out into an empty parking lot and sit somewhere. If you have to climb a tree, make it happen, because this ultimately is about your life. If you're watching this video, there's a reason you were drawn to it. And if you're watching a video on transformation, that's because there's some yearning on the inside of you that's telling you there's got to be more to life than what I'm living right now. And maybe, just maybe, you're finally ready to do what it takes to answer that yearning. But to do it effectively, you have got to get quiet. It's okay not to be running back and forth to different things. It's okay not to fill every single waking moment with another activity or someone you're calling, or you're surfing social media, or you're watching another movie or show or something. It's okay to get quiet and to actually hear yourself, to actually pay attention to the details of your own life. About a month ago, I looked around my house and I said, what happened? I moved in here almost 11 years ago, and we, decorated and put certain things in place and all of that. And then over the years, things have just happened. I remember having this beautiful runner on my dining room table with this beautiful flower vase in the middle. Gorgeous flowers, right? And one day, hearing this tremendous crash, and I come running out of my room, only to see my 2-year-old had basically taken the runner and flipped it, and so the vase had gone flying in the air, crashed against the wall, and everything was just in pieces on the ground. So what did I do? I cleaned up the pieces because I don't want the kid to now get hurt, and now I'm going to the emergency room. And I put the runner back on the table, but I never replaced the flower vase. That was 8 years ago, a little more than 8 years ago, right? And then there are times when, my son was moving stuff and he hits the wall and it dings the wall and a little bit of the plaster falls and we just swept it up and we kept going. But you have that many people live in a house and you live in a house and you have so many guests that come in and out over a period of 10, 11 years, your house starts to show some wear and tear. But as long as I was so busy, always coming and going and rushing one kid to this and that and that and that, I never really paid attention to the details. Like, oh, now we've got the rip in the curtain because my dogs like to jump on the curtain. Now I've got this stain. I didn't slow down enough. And then last month, in the midst of all this COVID, right? I'm sitting quiet and I'm looking around and I'm like, when did that happen? I can't believe it. What? The arm on this chair is broken. Why is it still here? It took that quiet, it took that introspection to see what was there all the time, what needed to be changed, that I'd not been quiet enough to notice. And as a result, I've actually gone and bought some spackle and I've fixed up the dings in my wall and I've matched the paint and I've started to fix, the little issues around my house. And I feel better for it. My house is beginning to look like it's loved again. And my children are actually enjoying the new furniture that I bought, right? And treating things differently. So when I talk about transformation, I want you to know that it's going to start with you getting quiet and quiet enough to breathe, to look around and to pay attention to your own life. And as you do so, I want you to really take inventory, right? You talk about, well, what is transformation? You write that down in a journal or something. And then you say, what areas of my life need transformed? And you write those down. And then you come back for the next video because we're going to build on this. But first, get quiet and pay attention and note what you observe about you, your life, and what you truly want. See you next time.